Welcome to podcast number 33 of our Ketogenic Life.
It's went by fast.
Yes, it has. 33 episodes and 4 years down. So we've been doing keto for 4 years. Our anniversary just was this week. And that's when we started doing keto 4 years ago, the day before we left on our anniversary.
Well, I started doing it earlier.
Right. But officially,
officially, since he started it, then we officially started it.
As a group.
We're two people. We're not
Two
a group.
people. So we thought we'd take this time and reflect back on 7 things that we've learned doing keto.
And would we do it again if we had to do over?
Yes, that's a good question. And that'll hopefully be answered.
Glad that we started it.
Hopefully that'll be answered by the end of this podcast. So you guys stick around and see what you think. With 7 things, we kind of had to narrow it down. There's many more than 7, but we picked 7, and these are things that we've learned in the last 4 years that were kind of surprising to us. Number 1 was tracking our foods. At the beginning, we were sporadic as far as tracking our foods, and
especially me.
Yep, I didn't want to say that, but yes, it's true.
And I hate tracking food.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I know.
It's just annoying.
I know, but it helps.
But it helps. It really does. I tell everybody, do it.
Yeah.
Not like I do as I say, not as I do. But because I do. Once you kind of have done it for so long,
right. It makes a difference.
then you do know how much you're getting out. But
in the beginning,
you really do, because there's so much carb creep and so much ingredients that are in things that we really don't realize it until you really start seeing where those macros are coming from. It really is best to track.
And
I will admit that.
Yeah, so tracking, it really gets so easy. That's the other thing.
Once you do it, and you've got your recipes in, no matter which app you use, or even if people do it, paper-wise, you've got it.
Can't imagine doing paper.
I'm more of a paper person,
I know,
but I do.
All the carbs.
I know, but that's why I do it on the tracker now, because it is easy. But once you have your recipes and you put it in, it saves it. So then the next time you have
pops up.
keto broccoli salad, you've already got all the ingredients in there. All you have to do is put in how much you ate. So it
That's what
is.
we had tonight, too.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, you should try that sometime. So tracking foods helps. Knowing what you're doing is really helpful, and then also the direction that you go. So it's not only helpful now, but it's helpful later on. If you do quit tracking and you start gaining weight, you can go right back and see what got you to the results, and you can go do those again.
Because so many people, let's face it, when you don't track, you say, well, I didn't eat that much today.
Right. I get that all the time.
I know it. Because that's what you think. But then when you track, you say, oh yeah, I had that handful of almonds, or oh yeah, I had that piece of cheese, or oh yeah, I had that. And even though you may not have sat down to a big meal,
right, it still counts. It
still counts. Everything that you put in your mouth counts.
And one thing that we're going to sidetrack and guess a little bit, but I was surprised. The little gum, like bubble gum.
Not bubble gum.
Well, it was a little round. I don't know what it was. Like you get out of the.
An actual bubble gum ball.
Yeah. That you get. How much sugar that has. I would. They only last for a few seconds to taste, and you get some more. But at one point I was chewing a lot of that, and it was like 2 or 3 grams of sugar per little ball, maybe 1 gram. But I was eating like 10 or 15, at a time, not at one time, but over the course of the day. That's like 15 grams of sugar. That's more than I take in all day right now.
And even the sugar-free gum has, some of it has 2 carbs or so per stick.
Right.
And even though it is, sugar-free and it's got a sugar alcohol, still, which is something maybe we should do. Does that spike your insulin?
Yeah.
Some people maybe it does, maybe some people it doesn't.
We'll get you to do some blood work here.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Number 2. What does that say?
I can't read it.
Oh, keto works to lose weight.
Yes.
We have learned that, guys. Not only with ourselves, but with so many people. In our membership site, we just had somebody message us last night. In 1 month, she lost 18 pounds.
And then another one I had tell me today, she lost 15.
Yeah, and this is just in a month on our membership. So it really does work. And if you're listening to this because of weight loss, and we'll talk about the long-term things in just a minute. But if it's just for weight loss, it works, guys, and it's something that we've been doing for 4 years, and that's why we wanted to bring this up. Things that we've learned is, and you can sustain this.
Right.
This is a lifestyle. It's not a diet, and it does help you lose weight.
Absolutely.
Number 3. Can you read?
No.
Hunger.
Yes, hunger
isn't a problem.
Oh, true. And that's what the people, like the girl today, is 15 pounds and really almost less than a month, because she's not been doing it really hardly a month.
Right.
She's got really serious the last probably 3 to maybe almost a month. But you eat and you're not hungry.
Right.
If you're hungry, you're not doing it correctly.
Right. And if you would have told me 6 years ago, I was eating every 3 or 4 hours because that's what I was taught and that's what everybody did. And and you told me not to eat for 16 hours.
Oh, we would have thought, we'll feel terrible.
Yeah. But you after a couple weeks of doing the keto, getting the fat, getting the hormones where they need to be, your hunger just goes down. I mean, it's just a biological hormonal process.
And it's not that you shrink in your stomach so much that you're not, hungry.
Right.
It is that you are feeding your body and your cells, your metabolism. You're feeding
what it needs.
And then it sustains itself. So you're not needing that sugar spike and the insulin and all that stuff to have to constantly be trying to cycle that.
Right.
Yep.
So hunger was a big thing.
So if you want to lose weight but you're worried, you don't need to worry.
Yeah. So a lot of people come to us. They say, well, I want to go on a quote diet, but I always get hungry.
Right.
And if I'm hungry all the time, anybody can probably, if it's short term, for a couple weeks, you can pretty much skip meals, starve yourself, things like that. But 4 years, could you do it for 4 years?
Right.
No,
Plus,
I
then you're
couldn't
just
do
going
it.
to be miserable.
Yeah.
Why?
You'll be hangry.
Yes.
You'll be hungry and angry at the same time.
Right.
Bad
and
combination.
You, we've said this before, but when you calorie restrict and say, if someone like me, if I needed to, really lose weight, and so say if I'm going down to some days 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories, your body, you might lose weight, but then your body's going to get used to, and it's going to sustain itself. That's why people quit. They have to keep less and less and less and less to lose. Yeah, because your body is a miracle. If you've not realized that the Lord created your body, and it's a miracle. It does not want change.
Right.
As far it wants to stay in homeostasis to protect the organs, protect itself.
And if you think about it, if your body senses that it's starving,
right,
it's going to hold on to everything it can because it thinks, I'm not going to get another meal.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's so different than what we do here as far as fasting. And we use this saying, and we didn't coin it, it's not that you eat less, it's just you eat less often.
Right. But you are still feeding your body what it needs.
Still getting hormone or the calories, even though calories we don't really count, but you're getting the calories in.
So that your body can sustain itself.
And more importantly, with our plan, again, today said it's not just bacon and cheese.
Right.
It's a really good balanced
healthy. People talk about whole foods, real foods. This is whole foods, real foods, sustainable.
And you'll get the minerals and vitamins and things like that your body needs.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. I guess I'll read these.
Yes, please.
Okay, I wrote these out. Knowing what to do and how to do it helps. Now, put yourself in our position 4 years ago. We didn't have people in front of us that we knew that we could ask questions for. We had to search for everything.
We had to research, trial and error.
And sometimes, and when we don't listen to something and then automatically come to you guys and tell you this. We research it, not just from one source, probably from several different sources. And the people that we follow and that we listen to, they're trusted sources from what we can understand is over the years. So when we started off, we really didn't know exactly what to do. We didn't really know what was allowed, what wasn't allowed, what worked, what didn't work. What do you do when you have a stall? When you have a roadblock, is this food good? Is it not good? those
is
are the
oil right? Is it not right? How do you?
Because we get, in our membership, we have it to where on our Facebook page, we have people that take pictures of foods, and they take pictures of the ingredients and they send them to us. And when they do that, they're in a grocery store. And if we're available, we'll email.
We'll say yes, get it, or no, do not get it.
And we'll give them a reason why. It's not just we just don't tell them yes or no. We try to teach. So next time they know what to look for. And if they still have questions, obviously they can ask. But I think if you're being taught, and if we want to do this long term, knowing what to do, why to do it, and how to do it, is very beneficial.
Because we made mistakes early on
all the time.
Not really realizing the different names of sugars, the different names of, it took us a while too to really, research out that, just because someone says, oh, this is low carb, or this is it wasn't so much back then, but now it's very common to have everything keto. But before it was kind of low carb. Well, just because it's low carb, we found out, just because it's low carb does not make it ketogenic friendly.
Right.
And so we're on a task and a goal that we don't want you just to lose weight. We don't want you just to be on ketogenic.
Right.
We want you to be healthy.
Right.
For the long haul. So we are doing our best, and we will admit to sometimes, hey, well, we thought this was good, but let's avoid that because we found out it has this ingredient in it that maybe is not the best. Maybe you could have it every blue moon, but not on a regular basis. So we do a lot of the research
and
help
studies
you.
from NIH and different places on a regular basis. Well, we are number 5. Accountability is a good thing. It's so hard when someone's looking over your shoulders and seeing what you're doing.
Yeah, looking in your grocery cart.
Yeah.
We get all the time which we're used to it now, but at first.
Yeah, and we have experiences when she said that. We actually have people in the grocery store who will stop us and not only just look in our grocery cart, but move things around in our grocery cart just to look and see what's on the bottom.
Right.
One,
I think just to make sure that we really are
walking
eating.
the walk.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe they've been trying to get in some ideas as well too.
Yeah.
But accountability sometimes, if you're doing accountability to somebody else, it's easy. You can tell them what to do. But sometimes we don't want to be told what to do.
Right.
And I think that's human nature in one point.
Yeah.
But the more that you can have somebody there to make sure that you're reaching your goals, just like when they was talking about the young lady today, with her losing 15 pounds. She's had accountability over the last 3 weeks. In our Facebook group, we're posting things. People are posting what they're eating.
Conferences.
Yeah, so they're getting accountability, and it's just going through something in a group makes a world of difference.
Yeah, and back to sometimes when you are at a restaurant or you are at a grocery store and you're getting something. For us, it helps. Accountability. Sometimes it feels like if I'm getting something for church or getting something, I feel like I need to tell them we're not eating this. I'm getting these 500 donuts or whatever it is for something that was been going on at church, or whether it's a funeral or a small group or something. I'm like, we're not eating it. I'm getting it. So sometimes you feel like, oh no, they're going to think I'm eating. Yeah, I feel like I have to explain myself.
And I heard a saying today. I just thought of it today. I didn't think of it. I just heard it today. It says, environment is more powerful than willpower. With willpower, we can kind of go there and, we can, for a couple of days, a week, or whatever, we can just kind of, force ourselves, just like with the calorie restriction, we can kind of force ourselves. But after a while, you kind of give in. But if you got that extra layer there of people who care about you, who people are there to help you, encourage you, that really does help a lot. So, over time, I really think that the environment that you're in, it really does help. If you look at Scripture too, Christ, it's not us by ourselves. We're in a church. We're in with a group of people that are together. So for
brothers and sisters who are supposed to hold each other accountable.
And again, I'm not in no way comparing, what we do to what Christ does in church, but I'm saying it's just over a concept. It makes sense, to have that environment.
When you care about somebody and you want them to be their best health-wise, spiritually, financially, everything all around. You would expect someone, if they said that they cared about you, to tell you the truth. In love.
Right, and that's what we're here for too.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. Long-term keto will help chronic diseases. Now, if you've listened to us at all, you've heard about inflammation. Inflammation is kind of like the groundwork, the cornerstone for a lot of chronic diseases. Things like diabetes, heart disease, stroke, dementia, Alzheimer's, maybe some cancers and things like that. So there's new articles coming out all the time with this. So again, we talked about at the beginning, it does help you lose weight, and we understand that's why a lot of people come. But what I want you guys really to know is everything we tell you, it's for your long-term health. We're doing what we ask you guys to do. So, we're in it for the long haul. So if you can think about, the weight loss, because I know that's important with people as far as the way their clothes fit, tighten up that belt buckle a little bit, your energy, try and play with your kids, your grandkids, all that's great, short-term type things. But long-term, all the evidence is really coming out that it does help. So, if you can have both mindsets of short-term and long-term, and your choices that you're making is not just depriving yourself, but you're actively making that choice to better yourself. And sometimes that helps.
Well, and I can, I know I've said on, here before, I've told other people, we're not given, this is not a medical advice thing. We're just telling you our experiences and the research that we're giving. But for me personally, I've had such a better, I don't have the migraines that I used to have. Used to, I would have probably sometimes 6 or 7 a month.
Right.
And then, and I did not like taking medication. Kevin, if people who know me, I do not. I will take a migraine medicine if I have to, but I try not to because I just don't like the feeling. Some doctor had put me on the medicine that you, like for seizures or something, I think is what it was, a daily thing.
To
prevent them. And I couldn't do it because I felt the side effects.
Right.
I thought, I don't want to be on a medication for the rest of my life. If I can do something now, if I need to be, that's one thing.
Right.
If there's absolutely no other way. But I don't want to if I can do it with my diet. And so doing the ketogenic, and I will say this might be another podcast, going dairy-free for a while and now low dairy. I'm not completely dairy-free, but low dairy, it makes a world of difference because I went dairy-free and then they went away, and then I started adding it back in, and then the more I added back in, the migraines and just gut problems started coming back. So, and then also just for me, the achiness, joints, the joint achiness. Like I said, I'm sure you've heard my testimony of me going to an arthritis doctor, and he said there's basically nothing wrong with me, which I was thankful to hear that, but I thought it still did not give me a reason, well, why then are my joints hurt so bad? And so, off the sugar, the gluten, the dairy, because that is ketogenic. When people say, well, I'm gluten-free, ketogenic is gluten-free.
Right.
Ketogenic is sugar-free.
Right.
It's not dairy-free. You have to kind of work on that, but it is possible. And now I can have some dairy. I just have to know kind of that balance.
Your body changes. And that goes back to knowing what to do and how to do it.
Right.
With people in our membership, they get the advantage of us going through all this stuff. And, instead of taking a year to figure this out, we can help them out within a month. Right.
And I know it's difficult. I don't want to keep on talking about this. I know it's difficult when you try to think, well, what can I eat? A lot. There's a lot that you can eat. And yes, I think for me, I just think I do not want to be have sugar control me. To think I can't be without bread or sugar or fruit, whatever it is that's putting that sugar in your body. I just think that I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be bound to being addicted to something that is making me feel so bad, having to take a medication to counterbalance it. When you're not getting better, it's just kind of putting a mask, putting a Band-Aid on that. So anyway, all right, but I feel so much better.
Good. All right, last thing, number 7. We love seeing other people's results. Just like what we talked about with the 2 young ladies, in this podcast. Actually, we were going to dinner last night, and we got a message from one of them that said that, you know, the one that lost 18 pounds in the last month, and she feels better. She has more energy, but the also on her text, the thing that she said is, I feel so much better about myself. Now, you know, weight shouldn't really have that, but to be honest, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, how you feel and stuff. And, you know, having that kind of testimony, to have that kind of like feedback, you know, it's great.
In a month.
In 1 month. And it just shows the things that we're doing helps. You know, if you're losing weight, you're losing inches, you feel better mentally and emotionally. And that's the other thing with the chronic disease one that I meant to talk about is just anxiety and depression sometimes helps.
Right.
I mean, it does lift it. So, you know, having these success stories is just awesome. You know, not just our own, you know, we have our own, but to hear other people, their lives changing, and, you know, ideally, you know, it can spread within their family too.
Right.
So not only do they get results, but the things that they're doing, their family, their friends see what they're doing, and it can become, you know, really a movement that, you know, people choose to get healthy.
Right. And it's over, we're not doing anything drastic.
Yeah,
we're
it's whole
just
foods.
eating real food.
That was here, you know, 200 years ago.
Right.
So, you know, we're just here to encourage you
Yeah.
with the things that we talked about, you know, these 7 things. There's many more.
Yeah.
But, you know, these are some of the things that we've learned in the last 4 years. And I'm sure we will continue to learn some things.
And would we do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I would do it. I wish I would have known about it a long time ago. I wish that I would have known about it so we could have our kids, that's just all they know. When our kids were little, we were notorious for, we never let them, like, say they didn't like something.
Right.
I'd always say, it may not be your favorite,
Right.
but I'm not making 3 different dinners.
Right.
You know, we couldn't afford to do that,
Right.
and, you know, but I knew what I was giving them, tried to give them healthy food.
Right.
You know, I mean, of course, every once in a while we'd have, you know, chicken nuggets or macaroni and cheese or something, but I wish, you know, those are things that we thought were healthy back then, but I wish that we would have known back then what we know now, and just start from the very beginning and not have the sugar.
Well, it's just a life.
Right.
Your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's in your house.
Right.
And the treats are when you go outside and when you go out and things
Right.
like that. So, you know, you guys with families, that's just an encouragement for
Right.
you guys to, you know, not only for yourself, but you're training up, you know, kids.
I know a lot of people say, well, I've got, you know, kids, I don't want, you know, me having to fix my meal and then with them. Well, here's
the thought.
make them
Make one dinner.
I mean, make one dinner, and then, like I said, and I know it's hard with kids,
It is
but
hard. I agree.
it's kind of, though, the thing is, I always think you would not want to intentionally give your child poison, do you?
Right.
You don't want to intentionally give your child something that's going to cause harm. And if you look on the ingredients on some of the things that we are giving them out of the kids wanting it or out of convenience,
commercials.
You know, the commercials and everything, it's like you said, it's one thing to every once in a while have it as a treat. But when you're letting your kids or fixing things that you may not think about it this way, but you are possibly creating a diabetic, creating long-term chronic, you know, the liver with all the fruit juices,
Those should be outlawed.
Yeah.
But like when you talked about, when you mentioned poison, what made me think about this is this, you know, when you're feeding them things, I'm not going to mention any kind of names, but let's say, you know, potato chips or, you know, cookies, you know, stuff that's on the shelf, you know, that's preserved there for a long period of time. The only difference between, I think, giving them like poison, like you think of poison, you know, it works right away, someone dies right away, and giving them that, it's just a timer.
Right.
Because what you're giving them is doing harm to their body,
Right.
and it's just time.
Right.
And it's not something that's going to happen, you know, right then. It's probably going to be 30 years from now.
Right.
So, but you know, that's what leads to the chronic disease, which is one of the things we talked about in point number 6, is, you know, it starts at an early age.
And I just think, you know, and I used to tell mine, you know, early on, like that, you know, just like I would not want to have one of my children starving, you know, being underweight. You don't want them to be overweight because, like I said, either way
is not good.
It's not healthy. And so, you know, we love you enough to tell you these hard things that, you know, it's maybe not the best thing to want to hear. And I'm not saying that, you know, people are bad parents. We did it too.
Yep.
You just don't know any better. And when your kids are asking for something, and then of course you have some that maybe, have, like where they say, well, this is all they'll eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it won't be if eventually they get hungry enough.
Right.
And they're not going to starve to death within, a few days usually. I mean, not giving
They're
that,
gonna
I'm not giving that as, to tell you to starve your children. I'm just saying, keep offering. When you're, if you're wanting to make a change, think about with your kids, offer them that whole foods that are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get off that tangent.
Okay. All right, so hopefully that's helped, that we can give you some insights into the things that we've learned. And, if you guys are so inclined, if there's something that you've learned that maybe is surprising to you, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to include that. And, you can get on our Facebook page. It's called Our Ketogenic Life, and, join there and, see what we have to offer on that one. And if you guys are interested in a membership in our academy, it's called fatburnersacademy.com, and you can do /free, and it's in the show notes, and you can join free for the first month and just see what it's all about. You get videos, video courses on what to do, cooking videos, exercise videos. You get Zoom calls, you get the private Facebook page where you can ask questions. So, there's a lot in there. Check us out. Again, it's free for the first month.
And thinking about the family thing, I just thought of this. If you have questions and you would want to know, I really want to, I'm already doing this, I really want to do this, how do I get my family on board without making it a major ordeal? Because I know kids are going to cry and whine and fight back. Ask us those questions, and we can definitely try to help you with things that maybe we did, and still do to get our kids to eat a little bit better. All right, today's Bible verse is from 1 John 1:5-7. And I love John's. I love 1st, 2nd, 3rd John. They're all very good. Well, the whole Bible's good, but This is the message which we have heard from him and declare to you, that God is light and in him is no darkness at all. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and do not practice the truth. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus Christ, his Son, cleanses us from all sin.
And it's it's if you're walking with Christ. And that's an opportunity that Christ gives to everybody. If you don't know him as your personal Lord and Savior, he is at the door knocking, and at any time you can ask him in your heart. You don't have to be at church. You can be right here wherever you're at, and you can ask him. And walking with him in the light, and through his Christ, through Jesus, his Son, is going to lead you to eternal life.
Amen.
So hopefully this helped you guys, and we will see you back next week. Again, reach out and remember to be fit and be faithful, guys.